We are having a wig chat today. We're going to have a look at this beautiful Ellen Wille style. It's called Voice Mono, and it's in the gorgeous color Pearl Blonde Rooted. Let's take a look. Okay, I just put this on my head. I have worn this out for a whole day, but I put it up. You can take a look at that video. It is part of my vlog. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put that down below. If you wanna see what it looks like up in the big bad world out there, then you can go ahead and click on that when you're done watching this here video. So yes, this is Ellen Wille. That is a European brand, and Ellen Wille really, like European brands, runs a little smaller than your average, which is a good thing if you tend to be a little on the petite side. You have one or two measurements that go more into that petite, and you can wear the averages. This probably will fit you perfectly. I don't have any bunching behind the ear that I have to worry about because I do have a smaller measurement from here to here, and it just fits right in the nape area where it's supposed to, so really comfortable. For me, Ellen Wille wigs really are perfect. It's just a perfect fit. So I'm going to go ahead and put my measurements down below in the description area so you can compare and see where I am versus maybe where you are. If you tend to be more toward the large size, I think you might have a little problem. If you're kind of in the middle and you're an average, you're probably going to be okay. But it's when you start having a measurement that goes more toward the large size, and then it pushes you a little bit for more comfort to be in a large cap. I think those are the people that may have a problem with European brands fitting like this one. We're just going to get right into this right away. So yes, Voice Mono Pearl Blonde Rooted. I'm gonna do a spin before we get too far into this here. Now this has a full mono top, so this can be parted. You might have to work with it a little bit, but it can be parted anywhere within that monofilament, which is the whole crown. And what does monofilament do? It gives you a very realistic scalp appearance wherever you part it in that monofilament. So look at that. No matter where you go, you are going to get a very realistic scalp. So it's going to end right about there. So that's probably about as deep as I can go on this direction before I run out of monofilament, which is about right here. Also, man, Ellen Wille knows how to do lace fronts really well. It's not just about the shaping of it. It's not just about even the size of the knots. It's about, to me, some of that is blending of fiber colors. You know, I don't want just a band of really light fibers. I don't want just a band of the really dark fibers. I love a blend, and I have to say that I think Ellen Wille is one of those designers who really get that. And look at this lace front. Absolutely gorgeous. Put my chair down just a little bit. Yeah, it is really, really pretty. Yeah, just look at that. Oh, man, it's really fabulous. Wow, really, truly, that is gorgeous. That is just truly perfection. Really, really nice. The size of these fibers themselves are also super nice, and that's partly too, I think, why this lace front looks as good as it does. That's one of those other pieces that makes up a lovely lace front. Is if those fibers are too big, then man, you can see each individual one and a little bit of knot. There is a way around that, you know, over time that looks very realistic. You just have to work with it a little bit. And how I deal with that when everything is just like notch, notch, and it just looks too perfect, then I get in the habit every time I put on my wig to get my fingers underneath the fibers, and I just gently roll the fibers kind of in opposite directions, and I press them down, I roll it, press it down, and I just do that every time I put the wig on. And that way over time. They're kind of laying in different directions. It sort of messes up that perfection. And I really have, that really works. You just have to do it every time, and it gets better and better and better. So if you have a few wigs that do that, start doing that. It really, really works. This cut, this style reminds me so much of Spotlight in the Raquel Welch line. The way that it's layered and cut, and we have this gorgeous kind of swoopy bang here. It really reminds me of Spotlight from Raquel Welch, if you are, at all familiar with that. Okay, so let me go ahead now and do a spin so you can see what this looks like all the way around. So this has a lot of layering. This has a beautiful shape to it. Most of the weight that you're going to see in this is kind of right through here. But I think this piece is pretty dreamy. I do. It's a little reminiscent maybe of, the late 70s. But it's just classic, beautiful hair. This is a classic style. But you want to know why I like it? Because I love putting my longer wigs up in the summer and even in the winter. Because in the summer, it's obvious, it's warmer. I like putting my longer wigs up, but yet, I still love the look it gives me. I don't want to just not touch my long wigs in the summertime. So it's really comfortable and just a great way to utilize those in the summer. But in the winter, you got coats on, you got scarves, you got sweaters, you got material even that really causes friction. Friction when you turn and those fibers are moving around, touching scarves, whatever, your coats. You're turning your head, you really have a lot of friction going on there, and friction is not the friend of these synthetic fibers. That's what causes breakdown, fuzzing, tangling, and it can really break down your wig quite quickly. So I love my long wigs, but to keep them to last long as I can, I do love putting them up. And when you have layers like this and kind of, this longer bang thing, I'm trying to figure out where this wig wants to be so I don't have to fight with it. This stuff just makes it, first of all, really easy to put up. We're not dealing with a massive amount of hair, and yet we have some length here to where we can have a little bit of tail or whatever, when we get it up there. So I just want to give you a feel as to the length of this. I think you might have seen it when I did the turn, but just in case. So you can bet I'm going to show you how I like to put up my wigs. There's a couple ways I like, but we'll do one of them in this wig chat. This color, Pearl Blonde Rooted, is really pretty. You have to really love your light blondes. This one definitely is a neutral to cool blonde for sure, but there's enough sort of warmth in the background that it does warm up the complexion, if you're fair like me. I do like this soft rooting. They do this really well. So this isn't a really dark root. It's very soft. The lighter fibers are sort of goes down all the way to the root. It's not just like a dark brown and then the blonde starts. So they do that so beautifully. It's very soft. And I think that gives a degree of realism that makes me feel very secure. I think I have to have roots. At the very least, I have to have some shading there at the root. If it's like more of a brown color, or any of the darker colors, I still want a little bit of shading at the root. So I feel like, you know, when this is said and done, that's kind of what I see is like a shading kind of thing with the darker, and it slowly goes out. So I don't know if my camera is going to make that look more stark, but I think if you take a view of the link down below in the description of that vlog when I have it up, and I'll even put like the time stamp so you can press that and it will take you to the part of the vlog when I am all ready to go and have my wig up. But I think you'll see how soft that root really is in the regular daylight. But yeah, this is a beauty if you just want to wear it like this. I mean, geez, you know, it would take a good long time to style your hair, probably some hot rollers, you know, and the whole thing to get this. And the body in this is fabulous. It's easy to get a little bit of lift in the crown area, just for that pretty profile, really pretty. But there is some permatease right in here. Let's see, where's that monofilament? Yeah. So the monofilament stops right there and it goes all through here. This is all monofilament. And so I can feel the permatease kind of right here. Just a little bit of permatease. Yeah, just a little bit, really. Not a lot. Enough to keep these fibers up and off the cap, really, but it's I don't think it's over the top at all. I want to show you kind of my favorite hairspray at the moment. In my last wig chat, I couldn't find it, and so I don't use this hairspray with every type of fiber, every wig I have. It just depends. So if I have a fiber that's very light, Belle Tress fibers can be like that with certain styles in their line, then I won't reach for an aerosol. I'll reach more for a pump, something with, you know, a little bit more watery. I don't like really sticky watery pump hairsprays, but those seem to really deal with that kind of fiber nicely. This kind of fiber is fine to use this, and this is really my favorite because it is an aerosol. I was really excited when I saw this, that, oh my God, an aerosol made for synthetic fibers. Finally, you know, I have been known, I still do, you know, I'll use human hairspray on my wigs. I just make sure that they are water soluble and not a lot of alcohol going on there. In the past, I haven't even cared so much about that, but now I pay really close attention because alcohol in itself can definitely dry out anything. I really have not seen any damage, but just to be on the safe side, I do try to take a look at that if I'm going to be using human hair, regular hairspray. But this one is made for synthetic fibers, so it's just the best thing. It's called Control. It is by Hair You Wear. It has this kind of thing up here that you can twist, and you can adjust with this. Here, you can turn this. It's like, I think there's low, medium, and high. And all that does is it's how much product that it will spritz out for you. So I usually have it set to medium. And so, you know, really, not a lot needs to happen with a style like this that's so nicely shaped. I do like to kind of make sure that this part of the wig, kind of temple back, is not sticking out too far. I think that gives a really nice, realistic look. And I believe I learned that from Patty, one of her videos. I think I'm going to take a little more over here. I'm definitely a left to right side parter. So, you know, if I were to do this, I would just make sure that I lightly spritz. This isn't a super heavy hold, but it you know, if I don't touch it too much, then it definitely is better than nothing at all. That is for sure. So for me, this is my favorite length of a bang. This favorite length of the layers through here. This is very soft for us mature women, and for anyone for that matter. I just love this, and I love the soft layers around the face. It's just my favorite. That's why I love Spotlight so much, and that's why I love just about any style that does this. I think it's just super becoming. It really is. It's soft, and it is just perfect. Gosh, I can't get over the lace front. It's really kind of blowing me away how really beautiful that is. So yes, this is a no fuss style. I'm not getting anything wanting to get in my face. You know, you got all these layers. You can bend over. You might have to do this. Other than that, very comfortable when it comes to the style and how you're going to live with it during the day, because that's the thing. You know, there are styles that you can style and do this in the mirror. It's like, that's so nice. And then you go on with your day and it's in your face. You're fighting it all day. It's like, next time I wear this, I'm going to wear a headband, or I'm going to pin it back or something, because it's driving me nuts. Styles like this where you got all of these layers around the face, you know, it's just a no-brainer. They really just work well with life. The other product that I want to share with you today is my favorite, and this one, I use it kind of as a detangler as well, but it really truly isn't meant to be a detangler. It's just hard for me to find a detangler that doesn't kind of gum up my wig, even if I go really light with them. So I choose something like this. I'm always testing detanglers, so if you have one that you absolutely love, let me know. I'm not crazy about the John Renault detangler. I love most every single one of their products, wig products, but that just happens to be one that I just don't care for. And that is really across the board so far with detanglers that I've used. This is an Aesthetica product. It's called Revitalize and Shine. You get a good amount, lasts a long time, and I use this kind of as a detangler, you know, but mostly I use it to revitalize the ends, especially in a long wig like this. Right before I put it on, I will spritz it, you know, down there behind the nape. It just gives a little bit of, well, revitalization of those fibers. It kind of brings them back a little bit before, you know, in between washes. And it's just really a lovely product for synthetic fibers. You don't need much of this at all. I don't do this when the wig is on me. I do it kind of to treat it, you know. I tend not to treat, now I do comb them out, but I tend not to treat my wigs right after I take them off, because many times I'll put them right back in the box unless it's one that I'm grabbing often. But I tend to do that, so I don't want it to be even slightly damp with a product and then put it in the box. So what I do is I take it out of the box, slightly comb it out, and gently, and then I'll treat it, you know, and then comb it through and sort of do this, and then I put it on. You're not going to put so much of this on that it's going to be damp, you know. You're going to see wetness, you know. You're not going to do this. The spritz on this is quite fine, but it's just a nice treatment to do for your wigs. And sometimes if you have a style that is curly or even wavy, we got broken waves, beachy waves, whatever, something like this can help take the frizz out and revitalize that formation, whether it's a curl, a wave, whatever. It'll calm down, kind of like if you were to spritz water on it, you know. It'll kind of calm down those and bring that back into it. So, you know, some people do like to throw this in their purse. It does have a little plastic lid on it, or they'll have one at work and keep one at home just to kind of revitalize in between. But you don't want to go crazy with it, because, you know, before long you are going to gum it up. So just kind of, I just use it in between wearings, you know, right before I put it on again, if it's a style like this that can easily start breaking down, these longer styles. Yes, let's go ahead and have some fun with this one. This one is quite fun. Okay, I bought a big package of these kind of clips. I love them because they have 3 prongy things on the back. So that works really well for me in my fine hair when I kind of pin up my little low ponytail. I don't have a lot of hair, so I need that to keep them in place. So this is great for that. And then I also love using these when I'm styling because we've got 3 prongy things, and I just really carefully will stick it under a weft and then there to stay. So I do like the 3 prong clips. They were kind of a game changer for me when I tried these. So I'll put a link to these to Amazon down below in the description area. You can always find stuff down in that description area. Don't forget about it because that's where you're gonna find the wig I wear, even if it's not a wig video, or product information if I'm doing a makeup tutorial. You'll find links and colors that don't forget about that area. The first thing to figure out is, I guess, you know, where do you want this to part? I'm just gonna keep it here. And then if I'm doing an updo, I break it down usually into 3 parts. Now, when I did wear this that day, all I did was I just brought everything back and I twisted it and put a big old clip in the back. That's just it's all I did. I did have to put one of these clips on the side, but I was in a hurry, quite frankly, and so that's what I did. I'll put those big clips down also in the description area. Another thing that's really convenient is if you go to my Amazon shop, and there's always a link to that down in the description area, you will find categories, and wig accessories is where you can find these things that I used to style, or a clip maybe that I really loved, just all kinds of things. But today I'm going to show you something that just really makes it easy. So sometimes when you have long styles, this style is very easy to deal with, but there are other long wigs that I have that I really do have to break this down into 3 steps to make it manageable for me. So the first step is I do like a 90s poof. It's just me. You don't have to make this poof as much as I like it, but I do think it helps to get at least some of this bulk out before we actually put it up. So I do this. I don't need to necessarily go too far back here. I don't need to bring up all of this. I could probably even go a little less than what I grabbed. And then I bring it up once I figure out how much I want to leave out. Then I twist it pretty tight there, but then I'll figure out how much poof I want. And this is what I do to secure this, because no wefts up here. There's no wefts, there's just that beautiful monofilament. So we want to be really careful. We don't want to ruin that monofilament, but I'm going to clip this here. I'm going to grab that underneath. So it's just kind of floating there because I don't have any wefts to grab. I'm going to grab another one. Make sure I got this going the right way, and I'm going to intersect that on this side. And this keeps it really very, very, just it's in there all day. So we have that going. Okay, so before I do anything else, what I like to do is I always pull out a little bit of my own hair here on the side. And I think one of the things that you guys didn't catch is that you don't want to grab a weft way down here and force it up to where you want it. Just carefully find a weft exactly where you need it and then use that weft. You want to be careful. These are investments. Be very careful, how you do this. So then I take these 2 things. So then I went ahead and I pulled out some of my own hair here. I also pulled out hair behind, just a little bit. You don't need much. So you can take this. Oh my God, I need to clean this brush. Hold on. I use this a lot. This is a wig brush, by the way. You can find these on Pattis. You can find them on Amazon. I might even have one linked. But I take this and I grab it behind the ear under the wig, and I just take the smallest piece, the smallest section, I do the same thing on this side. I get under there, I pull out the smallest section, I lift the wig up, I go in the back, I pull out the smallest section back here. Oops, I can't see what I'm doing. You know, I usually use a mirror for this that I can see. So I do that, and then I go ahead and I section off this kind of behind the ear, kind of in this kind of angle. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. And then I get it up, I make sure I pull out what I want, I twist it, and then I do the clip about there, and I find a weft right where I need it. I bring it up, voila. So that's where we are now. And you know, this could be good. You know, you can just leave it here and you've got it out of your face. This is cute, really, all by itself, you know, but we're gonna take it up another notch. I don't want all of this down here. I'm gonna have coats, sweaters, whatever. So what I do is I recommend using this when you're combing, but I have to use this when I am trying to bring up my own hair into this. Unfortunately, my cat has taken all my ties because at night I'll take my ponytail out and I'll set my ponytail on my dresser and end table there, and it's gone. So I thought, okay, and I have this little thing on my end table, so I thought I'll put it in there. She fishes them out apparently. So currently I cannot find one single ponytail because I would do a ponytail right now. It gives this something to grab onto, and it also just makes everything more secure. But I didn't use one when I went out the other day either because I couldn't find one, and it was fine because we're going to use wefts to secure this too. We just got to be careful. So then I take this and I bring it up. We want it to look neat, you know. So I'm going to kind of bring that up on both sides. I'm going to bring this up on both sides and the back. I don't want to roll up the bottom of the wig too much. That's going to stick out. It might roll up initially when you are doing this. Don't panic if that happens. But then I'm going to use this and I'm going to smooth that one top area there. And then just really carefully kind of comb out what you got hanging out here. Okay, make sure you got the hair that you pulled out. So let's go ahead and take a look. So we have our hair up there. It looks good back here. If we look down, if we have people standing to the side of us, what does this look like? Nobody's gonna know. Don't forget, people don't even look that close. People don't meet strangers and think immediately, do they have a wig on? I mean, it's not a thing. So now I would put a ponytail in, and again, it just depends on where you want everything to end. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't have a ponytail, is I'm gonna do the same thing I did that day, and I'm gonna twist it, and then I'm gonna put this in, which I would do if I had a ponytail as well. So here we go. Twisting, twisting. These clips are great. So I'm gonna let it kind of come in, and then I'm gonna find the wefts, and then I'm gonna secure it like that. That baby is very, very secure. I mean, it is secure. I will not have to worry about that all day, which is one of the amazing fun things about putting your wigs up, is once you do this style, you know, once you do this, you don't have to worry about it all day long. It's great. It's really great. So then I just kind of do this, untwirl it, let it kind of fall where it wants. Again, not sure what it looks like back here, but oh, how cute is that? Kind of behind the ear doing that. Do I have one? No, I didn't. I must have not have pulled one out. Well, let me see. Maybe this one will do that. No, it's not going to do that cute little thing. And then, you know, you can do the hairspray and get rid of any flyaways like I had that day. And it's so comfy. It is so comfy, and that baby is secure. It is secure. It is not going anywhere. So let me do a spin. Now, if I weren't talking through this and showing you guys and stopping and doing this and that, this really doesn't take me long at all. I've got it down. You can too. This is something anyone can do. Take breaks if your arms get sore, but really honestly, breaking it up in these 3 pieces, and you can decide what you want to do with this top one. If you don't want any poof, then just give it a slight twirl, because it does help, you know, to keep the clips in there. But just bring it flatter back. You can bring it further back, or you can roll it and bring it to the side and clip it and then do, I mean, there are a lot of different things you can do, but it really is easier to manage. This was super easy to put up, super easy, because there's just that really wispy layering. It's not super heavy there. So it made it really, really easy. All right, so that takes care of today's wig chat, and I want to thank you so much for joining me. Let me know you're out there. Say hi. I would love it if you let me know your favorite part of this wig chat. That's helpful. And I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye-bye.